If you mess with me, you mess with my pal Gideon. And if you mess with him, he'll cry. So don't do that. Hey there, kiddos, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Uncle Frank. I'm that you are having a great day. And in today's video, I'd like to sit back in my squeaky chair, relax, and have a conversation with all of you guys about Yu-Gi-Oh! That's right, we are back to talking about one of the big three, and holy crap, are we ready to talk about it. It feels like just a week ago now that I was super duper negative about the state of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I was saying that it didn't feel like Konami had the best hold on the game. And here we are, fast forward to today, and my tune has changed completely. Or not completely, but mostly. I'm a bit more positive about Yu-Gi-Oh! As a whole. In fact, I would go so far as to say that I'm extremely optimistic about the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! With Konami doing quite a lot today. To put me in particular in a happy mood. Basically, what am I talking about? I'm talking about today's announcements, reveals, and some of the cool stuff we're going to be seeing here in the very near future. All I wanted for Christmas was English Rush Duels. And while we didn't get that, we did get almost the next best thing. So, a few things to talk about today, all related to art, rarities, serialized cards. Let's get into it. First things first, I really want to say that we finally get to see what the Yu-Gi-Oh! Not Rush Duel extended art cards look like. Finally getting to see them. They're called frame breaks in the OCG and just extended arts in the TCG, which is whatever. They look amazing, okay? I was really confident that they were, especially since Konami already has the Rush Duel extended art over Rush Rares to fall back on. But at the back of my mind, there was a bit of fear that somehow they would mess it up when doing it for the TCG. But no, I've got to say, I've looked at all of the frame break cards. I'm going to get used to saying that at some point, that they've showcased so far, and all of them look great. I'm going to be just completely honest. My favorite so far, it's between the Stardust Dragon and the Shining Flare Wingman. I'm going to be honest. I like those guys. They're nostalgic for me. They look really nice. I do like the Dark Magician. I do like the Blue Eyes, the new cards they showed off for those, but something about that Stardust Dragon just looks immaculate. But finally showing off the frame breaks for the OCG is not the only thing Konami did today. They managed to take my negative opinion about Rarity Collection 5 and flip it completely on its heels, because we are getting these extended art cards in the TCG as well in Rarity Collection 5. That's right. I think it was 10 of the cards in the set are going to be extended art cards. We got shown 4 of them today, and they all look absolutely beautiful, if I will say so myself. And I'm just super excited about that. And like I said before, with regards to Rush Duels, I'm going to be trying to get my filthy hands on as much Rarity Collection 5 as I can now, just to try and get a hold of these beautiful extended art cards. They look nice. All things being equal, I will say it's not all sunshine and rainbows in paradise. I am a bit bummed out that the revealed cards are yet more high rarity reprints of existing high rarity cards instead of brand new cards. Obviously, I knew Rarity Collection they were going to be reprints, but a man can dream. The big example like I can think of is Dominus Purge, which, like, the extended art Dominus Purge is obviously going to be the more desirable version in comparison to the quarter century secret rare, right? Like, it's going to be Starlight Rare, extended art. And I feel like that's just going to blow the other rarity out of the water. And it's not like Dominus Purge is a cheap card. It has 3 printings that I'm aware of. The quarter century, it's got 3 rarity. It's got 3 printings, right? Currently, it's going to have a new one coming up soon, and it's anyone who spent $100+ on the quarter century version is probably going to be pretty bummed out. The same goes for all the other cards, except for the Quasar Dragon. Did Quasar Dragon have a high rarity printing? I don't think so. I think its quarter century secret rare version was a tin card or something like that. But I digress. I digress. These are, all things being equal, these are just more reprints of existing cards with their own high existing rarities, repeating the cycle of a new super special high rarity printing of a card that's rarer than anything else that's come before, more flashy than anything else that's come before. Some collectors are going to be bummed out. Obviously, this has happened before, but I'm just going to say I'm willing to overlook that just because I personally have been hoping that we would get extended art cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! For a very long time now. And I'm just so super hyped about these cards that I am willing to overlook the continued collectability decline going on here. Reprinting your cards into the ground isn't a great business strategy, but it is what it is. The final thing I want to talk about, the final reveal today, is the Limit Over Collections showcasing of another brand new rarity, not just the frame break cards, but the Grandmaster Rares. Now, what is that, you might be asking? Well, Grandmaster Rare is the serialized rarity. That's right. Serial numbered cards are coming to Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, will this fix the perceived collector's problem I was talking about just like a minute and a half ago? I'm hoping, I'm optimistic, I believe that Konami would not be foolish enough to reprint cards that have serialized numbered versions and put out more serialized numbered versions of those in another rarity or something. I don't believe they would do that. So, yes, I am optimistic that these serialized cards, and the one they showcased today looks absolutely beautiful. I want to say that it looks like a sick-ass Prismatic Secret Rare card, extended art. It's got a really nice foiling to it. It's got a hieroglyphic-looking borders. Beautiful. Only 100 copies were made of it. If they don't screw this up, and I don't see how they could, I don't really see a realistic reason they could screw this up. If they don't screw this up, this will be a super desirable rarity. Perhaps the best rarity in the history of the game going forward, just because collectability is a huge thing for Yu-Gi-Oh! Fans. And it's part of the reason that sets have lost so much of their value is just because perceived collectability is so low for a lot of new Yu-Gi-Oh! Boxes. So solving that with serialized cards could go a long way towards really fixing the collector space for Yu-Gi-Oh! And making this game something that a lot of collectors, investors, etc. really care about again. I'm optimistic. I'm not blindly stupid, but I am optimistic. And I think that if they implement this well, if they continue to manage Genesis well, Yu-Gi-Oh! Could finally see a resurgence in the later half of the 2020s that props the game back up to where it was over a decade ago. And I'm very optimistic about that. Like I've said before, I'm not a huge fan of modern Yu-Gi-Oh!, but I am still a collector of cards. And I've said it before, I really like how a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards look, and I've wanted extended art cards for a while, and we're getting them, and I'm super excited about that. I won't let that excitement blind me to some of the potential issues we might have down the road. Again, especially if they reprint extended art cards in some other arbitrary rarity. That would be a bummer. That would not be great. And if they somehow manage to reprint serialized cards with new serialized numbers in a different arbitrary rarity, that would very much not be great. But for now, I'm optimistic. I think this is going to go fine. And I think anybody who gets a hold of these extended art cards is going to be really glad that they do. Because I bought some Overrush rares from Rush Duel. I think those look great. And I think these are going to look perfectly fine too. So, one last thing about the serialized cards. Man, remember like the first episode of the anime where Kaiba walks into Grandpa Muto's shop and he just lays down a suitcase, slams it down, and tries to trade all these other cards for Blue Eyes White Dragon because there was only 4 copies in existence. I bet we're going to see things like that. I bet we're going to see people trying to trade thousands of other cards just to get a hold of one of these serialized cards. That's what I think is going to happen. And it's going to be awesome. But yeah, I'm optimistic about Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. completely flipped the script to where I was a week ago when it comes to Rarity Collection 5. I am now hyper on board with the set, to say the least. And yeah, I want to get a hold of as much of these cards as I can. So that's the news for the today, kiddos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Are you optimistic and hopeful about Yu-Gi-Oh's future? Because I am. Whether you are or aren't, let me know. Let me know your reasons, all that jazz. Check out the Discord, check out the Patreon. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.